Join us tonight at 6 for TV1 News.
The drop in international crude oil price is mainly due
to ensure that the police force remains.
Get your latest incredible and breaking news at home and around the region.
The nearby Roma 18 and Papilo.
These things are thoroughly investigated.
Los saving this country.
Dr. Gideon Kendino marveled at
TV1 News, tonight at 6, live on TV1.
Digicel TV, home of Rugby League. Dial *515# to subscribe. The TV1 News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TV1 News. I'm Maricela Kelleton.
And I'm Rex Lita. Join me for some sports update later in the bulletin.
In this edition, journalism in the face of the environment crisis, Mendi breaks 6-year spell in air services, and Iso Lahani's look for first win.
The bail application for Detective Senior Sergeant Tinol Pakiapon was withdrawn at the Waigani Committal Court today after the court was told he was released on a 1,000 kina police bail Thursday afternoon. Pakiapon's lawyer filed a bail application at the Waigani Committal Court on Thursday after his client was arrested and kept in custody at the Boroko police cell. However, with a police bail granted late Thursday afternoon, Pakiapon's counsel sought to withdraw the bail application at the court this morning. Presiding Magistrate Paul Purini granted him his request and adjourned the matter to Monday, 6th May 2024 for arraignment. According to the police, Detective Tinol was arrested and detained on Wednesday, May 1st for the charge of causing dissatisfaction. He was also suspended from duties for 21 days and imposed with 3 serious disciplinary actions for investigating Police Commissioner David Manning's rape and murder allegations. Police in Central Province have been warned to refrain from conducting illegal roadblocks, harassing and collecting money from commuters. NCD's Central Assistant Commissioner of Police Peter Guinness issued this warning after receiving many complaints relating to the bad conduct of police officers during these roadblocks.
NCD and Central Assistant Commissioner of Police Peter Guinness warned police officers in Central Province to refrain from conducting illegal roadblocks. ACP Guinness issued a warning after receiving countless complaints from commuters about police arresting people and collecting money during these roadblocks along the highways of Central Province.
Many times when we see a lot of people coming and complaining, particularly along Hiritano Highway, where there is illegal roadblocks, and officers are conducting illegal roadblocks and picking up and harassing and intimidating drivers and passengers and collecting monies. They're collecting monies and not issuing TIN, so traffic infringement notices.
Guinness said such behaviors contribute to the downfall of discipline in the Central Command.
Picking money and telling them to go, and if they don't go, they harass the drivers and by locking up the vehicles. These are some of those things that is contributing to the downfall of discipline within the Central Command. So that
He said Central Province people need effective policing services but are not, with a lack of police station is an even bigger challenge.
And you can see there is no police station between 6 Mile Police Station and Kwikila Police Station. That stretch of the road, no police force to stop. And when you look at Gabagaba Junction to Hula Village, there is no police there. And
Guinness said the lack of police stations is putting pressure on police officers, especially at Kwikila, to drive to Hula Village to attend to complaints. He said this is not how police is supposed to operate.
It's really stretching on our police, particularly at Kwikila, to drive from Kwikila to go to Hula Village to attend to complaints, which is not supposed to be the case. Local MPs for the central province is to come together, sit with police, the hierarchies, and let's find a way forward to address law and order issues in Central Province. It's a big issue, but we seem to pretend that it's not happening.
Guinness is now calling on all of Central's local MPs to sit with police and find a way forward in addressing law and order issues in the province. TVWAN News.
In response to alarming projections that vehicle emissions in Papua New Guinea could double by 2030, the nation is accelerating its transition to sustainable transportation. A pivotal workshop held in Port Moresby brought together government leaders, industry experts, and representatives from non-profit sectors to drive forward a national e-mobility initiative focusing on the adoption of electric vehicles.
A decisive action to curb rising vehicle emissions expected to double by 2030. A key workshop in Port Moresby convened government, private sector and non-profit leaders to advance a national e-mobility initiative focusing on electric vehicle adoption to tackle the escalating greenhouse gas emissions from the transport and energy sectors. The workshop, facilitated by the Department of Transport, Climate Change Development Authority, and the Global Green Growth Institute, highlighted the government strategies under the Promoting Electric Mobility in Papua New Guinea project. Funded by a $449,598 grant, which is almost 1.8 million kina from the Green Climate Fund, the initiative seeks to address barriers to EV adoption and promote scalable investments in e-mobility. Key points from the workshop included the government's commitment to carbon neutrality in energy industries by 2050, with an interim goal of a 50% reduction by 2030, as outlined in Vision 2050. Stakeholders emphasized the need for effective policy measures to mitigate transport sector emissions and the role of EVs in these strategies. The event underscored the collaborative effort and collective resolve among stakeholders to push forward PNG's sustainable transportation agenda, aiming to demonstrate the feasibility and benefits of electric mobility as a clean and efficient alternative to conventional fossil fuel-powered vehicles. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
Papua New Guinea has officially become the 78th signatory to the Port State Measures Agreement, an international treaty facilitated by the Food and Agriculture Organization to combat illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. The agreement took effect for PNG on April 6, 2024, following the formal submission of the accession instrument in Brussels on March 7, 2024.
Papua New Guinea has become the 78th signatory to the Port State Measures Agreement, an international treaty against illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, effective April 6, 2024. This membership, formalized with the FAO in Brussels on March 7th, empowers PNG to inspect foreign fishing vessels to ensure they comply with legal and sustainable practices. This move allows PNG to rigorously inspect foreign fishing vessels at its ports to ensure compliance with the legal and sustainable fishing practices. During discussions in Rome with FAO Deputy Director General Mauricio Martina, PNG's Fisheries Minister Jolto Wong highlighted the fisheries sector's importance, citing over 1.2 billion kina in marine exports and employing over 15,000 people in 2023. Wong emphasized PNG's commitment to sustainable marine resource management and requested FAO's assistance to enhance PNG's capacity to enforce the PSMA effectively. Deputy Director General Martina praised PNG's efforts and reiterated that implementing the PSMA would help protect and sustainably manage the nation's marine resources and ecosystems. Kaokiru Jr., TVWAN News.
A call for action was made during the celebration of World Press Freedom Day today at the University of Papua New Guinea. The theme, A Press for the Planet, Journalism in the Face of the Environment Crisis, had journalism and public relations students from UPNG staff and media houses gathered to contemplate on the environmental crisis in the country and the use of the power of media to amplify challenges and bring awareness to the crisis.
There is no doubt the globe is experiencing an environmental crisis in the effects of climate change, and the PNG media industry is urged to be up to par with the trends and practices with the world. With technological advances, tools and services in the journalism space, Professor Leo Marai, Executive Dean for the School of Humanities and Social Sciences at the University of Papua New Guinea, shared that they will be configuring programs in the journalism strand to respond effectively to these changes.
And I hope that the journalism and public relations student staff will engage with Dr. Mem in reconfiguring the whole program so we make it lively, relevant to the theme of this particular day today, International Media Freedom Day.
2 presentations were given today on in-depth knowledge on the theme. Douglas Kiari, Acting CEO, PNG Tourism Promotion Authority, gave a presentation on building resilience, mitigating the impact of traumatic events on tourism in Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea, we suffer from negative image perception. Anywhere in the world, if you travel to, we have so much potential as a country, but yet, because of this negative image perception that we are experiencing, that's the cause, one of the main concerns of our visitors.
Director of Center for Climate Change and Sustainable Development, UPNG, Professor Chalapan Kalowin, gave a presentation on natural disaster issues.
You talk about the global warming issues, the climate change issues, about your own backyard. You have to look after it. But you journalists, you media people, all of you don't know anything about it. You have to do your facts first before you go and promote your own country.
Minister for Information and Communication Technology, Timothy Masiu, challenged tertiary institutions to review and upgrade curriculum and equip schools with the latest in technology.
I'm challenging the universities and the colleges and schools that offer journalism schools to review and upgrade your curriculum and equip your schools with technologies relevant to train and produce journalists to take advantage of the technologies to disseminate information to the wider populace. I'm still waiting for the MOU to be signed with the university. For my managing director, who is also the chairman of PINA, is here sitting here for us to equip your studio with the latest equipment. If we can sign that MOU quickly, my people, my engineers will be here, from the NBC to come and install the latest equipment for you.
Masiu further reiterated that an MOU has been drafted and awaiting approval of the school. Once signed, new equipment will be installed to support learning for UPNG's journalism and public relations strand. A check of 10,000 kina was also given to the journalism and public relations strand. Jasmine Jack, TV1 News.
Meantime, Minister for Information and Communication Technology, Timothy Masiu, gave an update on the progress of the proposed National Media Development Policy for Papua New Guinea. According to Masiu, the proposed policy also aims to have a proactive approach on media professional development for quality content and responsibility through schools of journalism, bridging journalism practice, training and awareness. The proposed policy, still in draft stages, has received widespread criticism of its intended purpose, including concerns by watchdog organizations that it is a control mechanism over media freedom.
I'm pleased to inform and mention that the National Media Development Policy for Papua New Guinea is going through final stages of vetting and clearance for approval by the Cabinet. You will recall this policy has gone through the wider consultation process and will soon be taken to Cabinet for approval and implementation. When the media policy is approved, my department will be coordinating with all key stakeholders to implement its key objectives, and I urge all key stakeholders, this journalism strength and including our development partners, to support the implementation of this policy.
You're watching TVWAN News. After the break, Mendi Airport reopens and World Bank makes recommendations on investing in early childhood learning. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open lens.
Favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook, and with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Papua New Guinea. We love a reason for a family gathering. A reason to play. A reason to ignite the flame. A reason to cook the best with the best. Flame oil, now PNG made for PNG cooking. Flame oil, winning taste.
Innocent space, Shibasaki! Playing quickly off the back of this here, right, innocent space is open right up for Matt Wright.
They need to split it up right here. Now he's the man inside ball again.
Oh, Razzle Dazzle from the Hunters! What a try! What a beautifully worked play for that try. Absolutely majestic.
There's a lot of heavy hitters in this thing. Let's see what happens.
This is Mega Cash Days. If you win, take home $100,000.
I'm trying to make some money.
The money, that's always a plus, but I'm here to chop some heads off.
If you're gonna win, you have to beat the baddest dudes on the street.
Street Outlaws Mega Cash Days starts Tuesday, May 14 on Turbo.
Welcome back. The 6-year spell was broken yesterday when Mendi Airport received 3 PNG Air flights all within a space of 1 hour and officially opened by the Prime Minister, James Marape. However, the people of Southern Highlands were strongly urged to look after this service. The airport was redeveloped at a cost of 41 million kina under the Cannabis program, which saw the construction of a new terminal and an extension of the runway to cater for ATRs and Q400 flights.
It was a sight to behold as people welcomed the first flight into the province after almost 6 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mendi Airport. For your comfort and safety, please remain seated with your...
While everyone was happy to witness the return of air services to Mendi, they were also cautioned to take good care of the facilities to ensure this service continues. Host Governor William Howie owned up to the actions of the past in banning the Air Niugini-8 plane, apologizing to the country on behalf of the province.
I, as the Governor of this province, want to take this important occasion, an opportunity for me to sincerely apologize to the people of Papua New Guinea and the government of Prime Minister Honorable James Marape for destroying our innocent, beautiful and peaceful Mendi town. We did it ourselves. We banned it. We banned the Mendi, Air Niugini aircraft in Mendi, and making Southern Highlands to become a hot trouble spot in this country.
Civil Aviation Minister Walter Schnaubelt highlighted the determination displayed by the governor to ensure Mendi Airport was reopened.
Mendi, you got little history no good. Now me like him, you know, write him dupla chapter, la dupla history, dupla tetego. History blue you no good. You got chance to tell right in Ken. Good play go for.
He called on the people of Southern Islands to write a new chapter from here on.
Commitment blue you, na dedication blue you. Lo bring in this la airport opening na balu si come back. It's unrivaled. Let me talk. Commitment blue you strong no good throw.
Prime Minister James Marape, reflecting on the dark history of Mendi, reminded the people to put behind the past and embrace development.
What if something come finish? Something kolo wara mangani seksim come back on ogat. Then go finish here. But how do you come back? You wait him nubla rain look upside. They make him blessing look. And now blessing come, kiss him this plan, change him life. Look at him you yet. Look at him place.
He also highlighted the many opportunities that would come with the return of the air services to the province and called on locals to utilize it. Ruth Rongola, TVWAN News.
The people of Tabubil in the North Fly district of Western Province joined the rest of the country in commemorating World Malaria Day on Friday, April 26. The event was facilitated by the Tabubil Hospital Public Health with the support of Octedi Mining Limited Health Services.
The people of Tabubil in the North Fly district of Western Province observed World Malaria Day on April 26, 2024 at the Tabubil Town Centre. The 2024 theme is Time to Deliver Zero Malaria, Invest, Innovate, Implement. The theme emphasizes the need for increased efforts to combat malaria and to address the health inequities that contribute to the disease's impact, particularly in the most vulnerable populations. The event was facilitated by the Tabubil Hospital Public Health with the support of Octedi Mining Limited Health Services. World Malaria Day is an annual event endorsed by the World Health Organization in 2007. Before the actual day, the Tabubil Hospital Public Health carried out a week-long malaria awareness campaign to a population of over 3,000 people from 6 different schools and surrounding communities. OTML Health Services Chief Medical Officer Dr. Charles Toharus said statistics show that PNG had about 186 cases of malaria per 1,000 people in 2022. Children under the age of 5 and pregnant women were mostly affected. He said in 2023, Taberville Hospital recorded an average total of approximately 90 malaria cases per month, which includes the OTML employees and contractors, and also the surrounding communities in Taberville. Meanwhile, Taberville Hospital Administrator Margaret Samay urges Taberville people to go to the hospital for early checkups if they experience malaria symptoms. Carol Kido Jr., TV1 News.
Global financier World Bank has recommended the PNG government invest more resources in early childhood learning in the country by promoting primary health care, service delivery access and availability of maternal health services, which promote healthy children and sexual reproductive health services. In its economic update report released on Thursday, the report indicated that the government must prioritize resources and political commitment to ensure every child is fully immunized against childhood illnesses which are preventable.
The World Bank Economic Update released on Thursday has pointed out some underlying problems faced by children in schools across PNG. One of the problems is children not being adequately prepared for school nor starting school at the right age. The report also indicated that schools lack basic input. The report further recommended that the government allocate appropriate funding, provide technical support, and promote collaboration among donors and other stakeholders to address these. The procurement and delivery of sufficient quantities of materials, that is, textbooks, reading books, teacher guides, and infrastructure like toilets, to schools is also a key areas that must be implemented. The report also found out that more and better teachers are needed. To address this issue, training must be provided to teachers to equip them to provide targeted instruction to students. Another issue highlighted in the report is that the management of the education system is weak, where under-resourced quality assurance systems, lack of core data, cumbersome teacher management systems, and inadequate and inequitably distributed fund. The government, through the Department of Education, is therefore called on to improve responsiveness of education system by making available key data that will help inform policy planning and decision making. Given the existing financial and capacity constraints in the country, a phased approach will be needed to deliver on the vision by 2050 with an initial focus on the children born today. Freddie Moe, TV1 News.
A World Bank report released on Thursday has indicated that Papua New Guinea's economy is forecast to accelerate in 2024 after a slowdown last year. Yet greater investment in education is critical to the country's longer-term economic future. The report further stated that economic growth in the country is forecast to rise to 4.8% this year from 2.7% in 2023 after the reopening of the Porgera gold mine, but growth is expected to remain below its pre-pandemic trajectory.
PNG's economy is gradually recovering from the impacts of the pandemic, and economic growth is expected to accelerate in 2024 due to the resumption of the Porgera gold mine, although growth could have been higher if not for the riots and looting in January and fuel supply disruptions. World Bank senior economist for Papua New Guinea, Ruslan Pointkivsky, when giving a speech at the World Bank Economic Update in Port Moresby on Thursday, says macroeconomic policies have improved, with the government carrying out fiscal consolidation plans to reduce risks of debt, distress, and the Bank of PNG allowing more exchange rate flexibility. He says this should continue so the results are seen. While the economy is recovering, the analysis underscores that the benefits of growth in PNG over the last decade have not been shared by all, and the poorest in PNG have not seen significant welfare improvements. Meanwhile, according to the latest World Bank IMF DSA, the country remains at high risk of debt distress depending on the implementation of the government's plans for further fiscal consolidation and conservative financing strategies. Fredimo, TVWAN News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2625 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2550, $0.3854 Australian dollars, $0.2302 euro, and 38.81 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, copra and crude oil closed the day higher. Gold, coffee, cocoa, and palm oil closed the day lower, and copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues after the break with news making headlines overseas. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Add your kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, Magi from you.
Magi, the taste PNG loves.
Attention rice lovers! We are giving away 300,000 kina worth of scaled school money. 1,000 kina could be yours. With 300 winners and 4 fortnightly draws, your chances are higher than ever. Buy any 1 kg to 20 kg scale or ori rice, cut out the grown for PNG stamp, put it in an envelope with your name, contact details, and drop it in an entry box at selected outlets. Promotion ends March 29, 2024. Hurry and win big with scale and ori rice. Follow us on social media for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Gives away early for Lancaster, who travels ahead. Derby, oh yes! To it, oh, it's a loose ball.
Thanks for staying with us. Jeremiah Manele was sworn in by the Governor-General at Government House immediately after his election as the new Solomon Islands Prime Minister on Thursday. The swearing-in ceremony was attended by the majority of members of the Government for National Unity and Transformation in solidarity with the new Prime Minister. Manele was elected by 31 parliamentarians against 18 for his rival Matthew Kupawale. The Governor-General said David Vunagi congratulated Prime Minister Manele and wished him well in the execution of his duties to the government and people of Solomon Islands. Manele is the first ever Member of Parliament from Isabel Province to become Prime Minister of Solomon Islands. A pause in protest over the Israel-Gaza conflict have been held at Sydney University. While the tension has settled, earlier in the day, security guards on campus formed a line to separate the two groups.
A lot of this has fizzled out now and things are really quietened down. A lot of people have dispersed from the area, but it was about half an hour ago that those tensions really started to build as the two opposing groups came to a head. I'll give you a bit of context about what is taking place here at the moment. Students have set up an encampment right behind me on the front lawns of Sydney University, inspired by some of the action that we've seen in the US at the University of Columbia, and they have similar demands here. They want the Sydney University to sever all academic ties with Israel due to the ongoing conflict between Israel and Gaza. Now, they've set up this camp about last Tuesday and it continues to grow over days and days. And we saw a tweet late yesterday from the Australian Jewish Association basically calling for pro-Israel supporters to come and try and remove this encampment from university grounds. So a group of dozens of pro-Israel supporters, they gathered 100 metres down the road and they started to build in numbers as they came here to bring forward their opposing view on what's going on in the Middle East at the moment. And they were separated for most of the time and there was two lines of security guards trying to keep that at bay. But some of those pro-Israel supporters pushed closer and closer to the encampment here. We heard some yelling on both sides expressing their arguments and there was a small scuffle, but it seems like there was no serious incident that has taken place here. And like I said, everyone has started to disperse. But as you can see behind me, the encampment on the university remains, and they say they're going to remain here until their demands are met. But the Vice-Chancellor of the university, he's already indicated that he's not going to meet any of those demands. So this encampment seems like it's going to go on for some time, and any kind of developments, we still need to wait and see what's going to happen next, Ruby.
Let's hope those protests remain peaceful. Ethan Ricks at Sydney University, thank you for the update.
New Zealand's foreign minister on Friday hit out that China's bid for an increased security presence in the Pacific Islands, warning against actions that could destabilize or undermine regional security. Winston Peters said China has enticed a string of Pacific Island states to switch diplomatic recognition from Taiwan to Beijing and has inked a security pact with the Solomon Islands. He added that Chinese police, research and military ships have become an increasingly common sight in the region, sparking a battle for influence with the United States and concerns that the region will again become the scene of a battle between great powers. Peters told the New Zealand-China Council in Auckland that it did not want to see developments that destabilize the institutions and arrangements that have long underpinned the region's security. China is New Zealand's largest export market and a key customer for its dairy, meat and other products. Australia has become one of the fastest growing markets in the world for medical cannabis since it was legalized in the country, with more than 1 million people currently using it.
These workers are harvesting medicinal cannabis at one of the very few outdoor growing sites in Australia. Once harvested, the sun-grown crop is dried indoors before it's ready for processing. This is MedTech Farmers' secure facility in South Australia's Riverland region, one of the country's biggest cannabis farms.
A lot of actually THC is actually growing in the market a lot more and being a lot more accepted.
Managing Director Brad Gallard says it's taken 5 years to get here and he's yet to make a cent.
Even though the plant does grow fast, it's been a long journey to get to this point. But exciting now, we're pulling down and we're going all down into the clean rooms and preparing the product, ready to be packed to go out to pharmacies. So we're certainly we're excited about this point in time. Now these will be 8 weeks in flower, high THC strain.
The third-generation citrus grower is convinced his foray into medicinal cannabis will pay off. Less than 6 months ago, this facility was just a patch of soil after citrus trees were cleared.
The plants that we're standing next to here, I think, went in on about 21st of December. They're a very aggressive growing plant. They're fed right. We are all organic here too. We're feeding them a lot with organic pretty much every day. Obviously the sunlight here, the heat, you keep the water up. They also love the heat, but if you want to keep the water up. We were chasing our tail a little bit. We didn't have irrigation in here in November, so it was game on since we got our licence and approvals, in September.
The region is better known for citrus and wine grapes. But with the wine industry in crisis due to an oversupply, it's seen as vital that new industries like this develop to provide new opportunities for the area to diversify. Australia has one of the fastest growing medicinal cannabis markets in the world, but only about 50 licensed growers. Research scientist and industry advocate Emily Rugby launched the Australian Cannabis Cultivators Group last year to help producers grow the domestic supply.
I think there's a huge potential for us around Australia, and because we're able to provide jobs, I really think we do need to see the government get a little bit more behind the Australian industry to help this emerging industry while we are learning and while we've got competition from imports. But I think Australia's got a really great position if it's done in a clever way with efficient production methods.
About 60,000 people are expected to gather in Tasmania's north over the next couple of days at the state's largest annual agricultural event.
Blue skies, giant machinery, gourmet food, and highly trained animals.
These dogs do the work of 5-6 men for us every day.
Tasmania's 42nd annual AgFest offers something for everyone. What's your favourite thing about AgFest?
The ice cream, it's delicious.
Everything's been brilliant, so it's hard to name a favourite. The entrance getting in the tickets, that was awesome, and the food's been brilliant.
Old and young, motorheads and hula hoop enthusiasts, tiny creatures with 2 legs, and tiny creatures with 4 legs. Thousands hit the streets at Quercus Park near Launceston for the first day of festivities.
We've been here for a few years, it passed, but now Max is at a good age and checking out the diggers, checking out the excavators and all the machines.
The forestry hub, because I'm biased, I'm here to check out forestry from New Zealand. AgFest is all about connecting the country with the city, those who produce with those who eat, wear and use the products. This year, more than 600 exhibitors are aiming to do just that.
We all eat and we all, enjoy our food, and so we all need to remember that agriculture is an intrinsic part of that system.
It's about young and older Tasmanians coming together, appreciating what our rural life is like and what farmers and their families do for rural and regional communities.
But for many, it's just a chance to spend a fun day in the sun, serving up the best from Tasmania's paddocks on a plate.
A magistrate who oversaw an inquest into the death of a young NRL player has made a raft of recommendations to the league about the risk of heat-related illness. Kit Titmus collapsed during a training session in November 2020 and later died in hospital.
He says that the review should consider that the training sessions after an extended break should include a mandatory 14-day period of gradually coming back to training. And he's concluded that this particular training session was more likely than not inappropriate, given things like the hot conditions in the indoor part of the training session and the involuntary dehydration suffered by some of the players. Magistrate Lee has also said the review should consider that the incidents of heat-related illness should be mandatorily reported by NRL clubs. And he's also made a recommendation to Manly itself as a club that they need to improve their record keeping. Now, outside court, we actually heard from the Manly boss, and he's told us that the club plans to take on board the recommendations.
We intend to take the recommendations up that His Honour has given down today, so this can't happen again in the game. We all understand that, and we don't want to happen under Manly's watch ever again.
Jamie, have we heard from Keith's family at all?
Yeah, the family says they're very happy with these recommendations. During the course of this inquest, Keith Titmus was remembered as someone who was kind, gentle, unassuming and a larrikin and very much a family man. So we spoke to his mother outside court, and she said that this has been a really difficult process, but she is satisfied now that they do truly understand Keith's cause of death.
Keith loved life, so and he loved rugby league, and he just did the work. He knew that if he didn't have the goods, he wouldn't have pursued it. He had such self-belief in himself, and he was so looking forward to making a mark in the world, in the rugby league world.
Now, there was, as we saw there, a really big group of family and friends who were referred to as Keith's tribe. He was a very much loved part of that family and the NRL community. But the family says they're pretty happy with these recommendations, and they're hoping that the recommendations will mean that the risks of heat-related illnesses are taken more seriously in the future.
Jamie McKinnell, thank you so much.
And that ends the news segment. Rex returns after the break with all the sports details.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
The PNG LNG project has a positive and long-lasting impact on the whole country. Revenue is delivered through 5 streams. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Watch the marvelous misadventures of Flapjack every Monday to Friday at 4 p.m. on HBO Family.
Through one defender, almost slipped off a second, finds it Nessie, a little in and away! And Moana Pacifica will break out and score from the kickoff.
Cullen Grace, try number 3 for the Crusaders. That's beautiful. Won't get his man. Valentini bashes his
Floyd runs away and scores for the Reds.
There's a little kick through for
Flips it out, has some support. Big snap from Bose. Bends goalwards.
Captain Chris, the try, the goal, the brilliance.
Is capable of anything, Chapon. Kid, wonderful goal.
PNG national boxer John Hume has impressed his coach with his bout in the Kokoda Boxing Challenge recently held in Port Moresby. He won the bout against his Australian opponent, Henry Nabel, in the 63.5 weight kg division and set for the Olympic qualifier in Thailand. The PNG Boxing national team assistant coach Peter Morrison, who has long been involved in PNG boxing, was present at the recent annual Kokoda Cup Boxing Challenge between PNG and Australia boxers at the Lamana Boxing Club, Port Moresby. The Boxing Challenge showcased some spirited fights from the national representative boxers and juniors against Australian counterparts of Boxing New South Wales and Boxing Victoria. Morrison is satisfied with the way national boxer John Hume fought. It was a lead-up preparation bout ahead of his Olympic qualifying bout in Thailand. Morrison said Hume had a very tough fight on Sunday, April 28th, which is perfect for his Olympic preparation. He said they addressed a few things that Hume needs to work on for Thailand. So all in all, it was a positive experience. Morrison further explained that there are a few areas of his fight he should get right as he prepares for the big Olympic qualifying bout, as they are working closely with him leading up to the event. The PNG national boxing team assistant coach said Hume needs to fix minor things around his fight, including planning and ring awareness, which every boxer needs to keep analyzing periodically. Due to personal reasons, Hume was unable to travel to Australia for the North Queensland bout in Townsville this weekend. This does not deter him from his commitment to making another Olympic appearance. Hume was the lone boxer in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics in Japan and is confident for another outing at the world's prestigious sporting event. An epic battle is looming in round 4 of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup race this Sunday between PRK Gulf Iso and Bintanga Goroka Lahanis. Both teams anxious to put their best foot forward and get their 2024 season campaign going with a win at least. Billed as the main draw card of Sunday's triple header at the Santos National Football Stadium, both franchises have been left down at the cellar winless since round 1 of the new season. In the preceding matches, West New Britain Provincial Government Kimbe Carter's meet Asila Wagitumbe at 12 noon, followed by another blockbuster Croton Hella Wigman up against defending premiers KMH Engamiox at 2 p.m.
After recording some interesting mixed results over the past 3 weekends, round 4 of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup this Sunday should present more exciting matches for fans in Port Moresby and Lae. At the Santos National Football Stadium, Digicel ExxonMobil Cup 2023 Grand Final runners-up Bintanga Goroka Lahanis find themselves at the crossroads when they faced a young, fast-improving PRK Gulf Iso side who are also in the hunt for their first win of the season. Coming off a shock loss at home to a confident Kimber Carter side 18-14 last week, Lahanis would be banking on the experience and leadership of Captain Charlie Booker and his forward pack, Thompson Tete, Jabiri Uruba and Philip Ivike. Coach Gonzalo Urakuzi is expecting his new halves combination of Alan Carapuz and Cyborg Oliver to take some leadership and provide direction in their spine to set the platform for their speedsters Sefa Diet and Amos Kafare to score. Meanwhile, Gulf ISO coach Roger Laka is expecting his young chargers to turn up and embrace the challenge from their more experienced opponent. The young ISO outfit has had a tough start to the 2024 season, coming off against competition heavyweights, Vipers, Tigers and Wigmen in the opening 3 rounds, but have remained competitive, a positive heading to the Lahanis clash. ISO co-captains L.A. Kim Lukara and Jasper Kumo need to step up and rally around their young playing group to instill some confidence and set a platform for the team moving forward. ISO spine Graham Sinori and his new half partner Peter Pukali showed glimpses of brilliance against Wigman last week, but lacked patience and better execution, which let them down. The acquisition of former Miox barnstorming prop Ezekiel Yaru has injected new energy and power to the young forward pack alongside co-captain Kumo, Stephen Solian, Lem Eddy and Locke Clifford Kapipi. Fullback Michael Timothy will be directing traffic from the back, boasting a lot of speed and agility. If ISO is consistent in their effort areas with good completion rate, they could have the game swing their way. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Meantime, in the earlier fixture on Sunday, 12 p.m, West New Britain Provincial Government Kimber Carters are looking to add Asilawagi Tumbe to their list of victims, with another upset looming. And Croton Hella Wigben should keep their winning form against the struggling reigning premiers, KMH Engamiox at 2 p.m. at the Santos National Football Stadium. In Morobe Province, Lay Rugby League Oval will see another blockbuster doubleheader. East New Britain Egma Gurias are up against an uphill battle against Lay Snakes Tigers, while competition leaders PRK Mendi Muruks meet traditional intercity rivals Moni Plus and CDC Port Moresby Vipers. Though it's been another tough day at the office for the PNG Hunters after their last week's heavy loss to Burleigh Bears in the annual Kokoda Cup Challenge on Anzac weekend, Hunters coach Paul Aiton continues to show faith and trust in the ability and resilience that his boys have to remain focused through adversity. This weekend, the Hunters will ensure another long trip to Townsville for Sunday's Horseplast Cup Round 8 clash against an informed Townsville Blackhawks side. Coach Aiton remains confident of their chances provided they have moved on from last week's loss.
With all the negativity and adversity circulating after PNG Hunters' last 2 back-to-back losses, Coach Paul Aiton is sticking by his men as they move on with a positive attitude and willpower to embrace the realities of playing at the second-tier Queensland Rugby League level. This Sunday, the Hunters take on Townsville Blackhawks, who are in good winning form. Blackhawks won't be taking the PNG boys lightly, knowing the energy and physicality they bring to the game. At the training this week, Coach Aiton admitted the boys didn't turn up for the Bears game last week, which was his biggest takeaway. He said though it was a positive vibe in camp heading into the contest. Blackhawks coach and former Raiders star Terry Campisi said they haven't won back-to-back games this year, so the big focus going into this weekend's game is maintaining that attitude. Campisi said the Hunters play footy of energy and they need to be on defensively across the field, adding it's one of the biggest games of the year playing PNG at home. After the Burleigh Bears game, Aiton has made some crucial changes to the team lineup, forced on by injuries to Clint Lama and bench forward Waya Koi. Kosabante is back in after missing the Bears game due to minor ankle injury. The forward pack has also been bolstered with the return of Valentine Richard to partner Tony Warroth in the front row. Joshua Mire comes in as 18th man. The match kicks off at 3 p.m. Sunday at the Jack Mansky Oval in Townsville and will be live on Digicel TV Sports 4 channel. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
That's all we have in sports. Maricela.
Thanks, Rex. We'll now have the weather forecast.
Southern, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, but mostly partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Ley, some showers. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Kokopo, Rabaul and Lorengau, partly cloudy with some showers. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, partly cloudy with few showers and rain. Coral Sea, seas rough to very rough with southeast winds of 25 to 33 knots and 30 to 47 knots at times. Bismarck Sea, seas light to moderate with east to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerma to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samarai Islands. Seas 2.5 to 3 meters rising to 3.5 to 4 along gale warning areas. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Bogle and all 0.5 to 2 meters rising to 2.5 to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters of Finchafan to Vitia Strait to CSA Long Islands, seas 1.5 to 3 meters.
And that ends this edition of TV1 News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.